Greetings. This is Cal Cat, the Cal Cat Store, and I'm wearing a giant shirt. And it is June 2016, and this is a movie review of Finding Dory. I just saw Finding Dory, the premiere of a movie, 13 years in the making. Well, I think they actually thought of this script like maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 18 to 24 months, like that. Ellen DeGeneres announced it in I think late 2014. It hasn't been that long, so apparently they already had something in mind, and they just brought her in to do it. I don't know the particulars of how the script went. Finding Nemo was originally about a little fish who becomes lost in Australia, and Dory, who is a forgetful fish, and the clownfish guy, and I forget his name, ironically, Marlin. They go to try and rescue him, and there's these wacky characters inside the aquarium place, and they bust him out. Basically, it was sort of an aquarium place slash dentist office. I thought, yeah, it was a dentist office. Yeah, wasn't an aquarium place. It was an aquarium inside. Yeah, in the first one. In this one, they upped the stakes, and they were going to set the story originally at SeaWorld, but there was both a controversy about SeaWorld, and also SeaWorld wanted more money, which I think the latter is probably the case, is that they wanted some extra stipend, and Disney is like, no, we'll just make it a generic institute of marine life or whatever, and not tell you what it is. Because why pay homage to any sea institution in the movie when they're not painted too nicely in either of them. So, in this one, it opens up with Dory, who is a fish, who is a blue tang, and it opens up with flashbacks to her as a child fish, and she's forgetful. She has memory loss. They establish in the story. I don't think they established that much in the first one, but in this one they really try to hit that one home. And she keeps remembering things in the long-term memory, I guess, that had happened to her. And she became lost, and then they cut to the present, which is a year after the events of Finding Nemo in the story. And they are off on another adventure because Dory wants to find her parents because she remembers them. The crux of the story would thus include spoilers. Basically, they go on another adventure, paint the numbers story that does kind of the same thing the first one did, except bigger and more intense and more, let's have an actual marine sanctuary thing, we'll do that. Let's have them go to California on the sea turtles. Let's do that. Let's go over to. They didn't have to do that. They could have just said it was still Australia. But okay, yeah, it's a cartoon. They're not really fish, because if they were, they would have been dead and easily dead. But obviously, so the story continues. Finding Dory to be about Dory going to this marine sanctuary to find her parents. She befriends a strange octopus that has a missing arm, who clearly is kind of an anti-hero. He's almost a villain. He wants to get her tagged so that he can escape the Cleveland truck that's leaving and go to Cleveland. They make a Cleveland joke in there. Probably not because of the Warriors games. That was probably already, the current. There's been 2 playoffs. It's probably just that Cleveland is a funny joke to Pixar, huh? Cleveland. Probably it's that, because it was at least a year and a half ago, if not 2 years ago, that they started making this. So it couldn't be connected to that in any way. Although some people are going to say, "Oh, see, there's a connection." There isn't. It was a long time ago. The Cleveland thing was part of it because they thought that would be funny. So the story, she basically almost like gets where she's going in the story. Spoiler. But they're thwarted by wacky characters from every turn. There's a bird that takes Marlin and Nemo around, and she's got like a goofy red eyes. It's like a seabird. There's a chase involving Dory and the octopus driving a stroller. There's lots of chase elements. There's a whale shark that is nearsighted. That's actually pretty funny. There's a beluga whale who is his sonar is messed up. That's kind of funny. But it's kind of like the first one a little bit. The movie is very good. The critics are fawning all over it. But it hits a lot of the same points that the first one did. And other movies like Free Willy did. And other things like that. The idea of freeing them yet again from something mishap that happens to them is kind of the same story. But this time they used pipes through the ocean instead of sewer pipes, which would have killed them like the first one. And they're so there's so you gotta suspend disbelief. Just say, okay, they're doing what they're doing because they're it's a cartoon, but they're trying to be like fish. And yeah, I'm not going to give away whether she finds her parents or not, because that would give away the ending of the story. It just came out, literally. So I would say that you have to watch it. There are some moments where you get teared up because of family and loss and things as a theme. There are Pixar themes scenes that hit the mark right there. The music and with the thing, and that's good. That it hits the mark and it tells a story and it's effective. And if a movie is effective emotionally and adventure wise, then it works. The things I could have done without in it were the outlandish chasey stuff, flying through the air in buckets and water and stuff like that. I know it's a kids movie, but it was more kiddie-ish than the original. And there was like this sort of, we could do all this stuff because we have 3D, and so we're going to, and culminating in a octopus driving a truck at the end. I won't give away everything, but octopus drives a truck. But that's one thing that happens. But I think that was kind of in the trailer. So probably seen octopus at one point. He'll drive a truck. But it's a good movie. It's not a bad movie. It's a very good Pixar movie. It hits all the right points, and the emphasis on it being kind of yet another we have to find them story is like, well, they've done that. Maybe the next one they shouldn't do that and say, it doesn't have to be lost and found. I got nothing else really. I mean, it's a fun movie. You can see it. It's there's points that the adults will get, points that the kids will get more, and so all around fun movie. Just came out. I can't give away the whole plot though, so there's a lot of blue tangs in it. There's a lot of clownfish in it. Well, there's two clownfish in it. There's an octopus that keeps changing colors. But and Ellen DeGeneres is playing the fish again. I think most of the cast came back. It was her and the other guy. But the two ladies. I don't think the younger fish is actually the same guy anymore. Not sure. I don't think it's Haley Joel Osment. Because he's grown up. It's got to be somebody else. Finding Dory. It seems to work on levels, and there's a quest to find who you are, your place in the world, and that and everything. It's a quest to find out where you came from, go back to where you came from, a reunion kind of thing. And I think it works on that level, and it was, yeah, fun and entertaining. So I saw it in 3D. I don't recommend seeing it in 3D just because, I don't see 3D so well, but I did see it in 3D. Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, Finding Dory. Seems like they cranked it out a little fast, but maybe they didn't. Maybe it was based on something that was earlier written. I don't think she had anything to do with Ellen DeGeneres had anything to do with writing it. I think they just called her to be in it. It certainly is about her. It's not really so much about the other two. They sort of have some role in it. And there's these two funny sea lions that are in it. And yeah, so yeah, go and see it in theaters. Yeah, say anything more, it'll give too much away. And somehow they get to California and back. Yeah. The first one was kind of an odd thing too, a fun movie, but not it was a classic, but now it's a classic. Well, it's almost a classic. I figure a movie's not a classic until it's 20 years old or more. So it's a generation. The first one is not a classic yet. It only came out in the 2000s. It'll be a classic in 2023. But yeah. Well, if it's 13 years old, it'll be a classic in 2000. Yeah, 23, somewhere around there. So yeah, this one won't be a classic until way off in 2047, 2046. That's a long way